Hey everyone, Anthony Cosenza here with Casabella Realty Group. Hope you are doing well. We've got a market update for you as September is right around the corner and a lot of different things going on in the real estate market, a lot of things to talk about, a lot of questions, a lot of pieces of data that I think everybody will find helpful. And I just wanted to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for keeping in tune with what we're giving you here on Casabella Realty Group on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, on our YouTube channel, all of that. We definitely appreciate it. Again, I'm Anthony Cosenza, realtor with Casabella Realty Group. As we usually do, we sometimes do little shorter videos that will be, that focus on a number of different things. And sometimes it's just little tidbits of news. Sometimes it is, kind of more strategic data and everything pertaining to the real estate market. We like to do some things that focus on real estate market nationally, but also news that affects our, kind of area, the Southern California region, the Orange County region. And we all hope that you find that helpful. You can get all of our information at CasabellaRealtyGroup.com. You can get in touch with us, CasabellaSoCal@gmail.com. And our contact information is on the little intro and outro videos to each of these as well. So please get in touch with us. We want to be your go-to resource for real estate information, data, referrals. If we can get you in touch with some great industry professionals, whether it's on the loan side, whether it's on a number of different things, we want to help you. So let's get started though. We've got a number of different topics to get to, and we'll start as we normally do on these weekly updates. This is more kind of what we've been doing for a while here. We'll start with the market information. Okay, so a lot to get to here. We'll start with, I get a lot of text messages. I get a lot of things sent to me that, recession. What does it mean? What's going on in the market? What's happening? Are we in a true recession? Is it a bad time to buy? Is it a bad time to sell? Is it a good time to buy? A good time to sell? The answer to all of that is just yes across the board, but obviously it depends on your situation. It depends on your finances, where you are, what you've been doing, how you've been saving, etc. I like listening to this gentleman. I'm going to play you a clip from his show. I like listening to this gentleman for kind of the meat and potatoes part of what he does. He can be a little bit polarizing because of some of his opinions and some of the other things that he interjects. There are some things that people kind of take and they say, well, should I listen to these steps? Should I not? That sort of thing. He lays out some things. It works very, very well for many, many people. I'm not here to plug his thing per se, but he always brings up some interesting talking points, some interesting things that I think are worth mentioning in a lot of different respects. And that is Dave Ramsey. So I'm going to play a video of his in a recent episode talking about the recession. And there's some conflicting information in terms of, are we in a recession? How steep of it, et cetera. I think he brings a really good point. And there's specific, not only just general recession, but housing recession as well. And I think this will give you a great kind of barometer in terms of, where we're at with things. And when you hear recession, you kind of got to dig deeper a little bit to see exactly what that means. So I'm going to share this with you all now, his video on recession.
What a recession is. And you can't, it's Econ 101. They teach you in your first week in class in college. I mean, come on. A recession is 2 consecutive quarters of the gross domestic product, which is the adding up of all the goods and services produced in the United States, shrinking. It's a little bit less, 2 quarters in a row. It receded like my hairline.
Yes.
Okay, that's what a recession is. It receded. However, this one didn't recede nearly as far as my hairline.
I was going to say,
this recession is such a joke that it's not even a real recession. It's not even a good one. I mean, as it went down like 1.25%, first quarter. Last quarter, we got the numbers out just a few hours ago. It went down 0.9%. That's like a rounding error.
This is like getting a ticket for going 71 in a 70. It's like, come on, man. I was speeding.
70 and a half.
That's right. I was speeding, but come on, man.
70.9 in a 70. Oh, this is ridiculous. but this is not like a hurricane recession. This is a light mist.
It's not like the last one we experienced.
It's not even a real rainstorm
in Q2 when it plummeted.
in 2020.
Right.
Yeah, we shut down the world, and the economy completely shrunk by 25 or 30%. It shrunk.
Yes.
During quarantine, right? Because everybody's sitting at home eating donuts, right? Donuts went up, plexiglass went up, everything else went down, right? And so then they came out of their caves and bought everything in sight, and the economy exploded by 35% the next quarter. So that was a bizarre thing in 2020. But what we are is we are experiencing a slower economy. It's not growing. It's not a time of prosperity for sure. But it is not Chicken Little. You don't have to get your helmet out. It's just 0.9.
0.9. So you can see there, yes, technically there is a recession occurring. Yes. That word is being thrown around a lot, and yes, for some good reasons and other good reasons. But when you look at it again, it's in the grand scheme of things, and in what a true recession is, what a true severe recession is. Mr. Ramsey there points out in that video clip, that's not just where we're at. So if and when you may want to think about that being a reason, or I hate to use the word excuse, as to why to potentially not get in on the real estate market, whether it's on the investment side, whether it's on the purchase side, anything like that. You got to think about that. And so, in another clip, some caller called into his show and was saying, is this a bad time to buy? I'm worried that we're going to be house poor, that sort of thing. And, there were some other things about selling right now as opposed to spring of 23. And he said, there's not going to be much different in terms of interest rates and all of that in spring of 23 as opposed to right now. So those are all things to think about right now. And you can go get his show. That is from his YouTube show, The Ramsey Show. Go subscribe to that channel, catch the full episodes that he has there. Want to definitely credit him. But again, a little bit of a polarizing guy. There's no doubt about it, based on some of the things he presents and other facets of what he has on his show and all of that. But there is no doubt that he is knowledgeable and he has a pulse on a lot of different things and brings a perspective on a lot of different things. And quite honestly, a lot of his perspectives are of the positive and find an opportunity to spin it into a positive. And that's how we and myself, that's how we as a brokerage and myself like to kind of also operate on a lot of different facets. Just, find an opportunity to make it, to make things better for yourself, look at it, alter your perspective, and go from there. So anyway, I wanted to share that clip. I thought that was pretty valuable from Dave Ramsey, and you can follow him on all kinds of social platforms, his YouTube channel and everything. He's got a great show, so check that out. All right. We haven't gotten to share one of these for a little while here, but this is a very, very valuable piece of information in a lot of different fronts here. And this is from the Reports on Housing Gurus, just some general market information here. This is, you look at the graphic here, 40% of available homes in Orange County have reduced the asking price at least once. What does that mean? That means as buyers, you can be a little bit more picky and you can find some good opportunities for you. As sellers, I've said this a couple times now, as sellers, what this means, this doesn't mean that you've lost 40% of your equity or anything like that. So don't skew that number that way. What it is you have to be realistic on your pricing. You have to make sure that you may need to put a little bit of money into your house in order to get top dollar now, as opposed to 5 months ago, 6 months ago. So if you're waiting on, maybe you need a little new carpet upstairs or something like that, something that's not going to necessarily cost you an arm and a leg, but when you do that, you've been holding it off and you say, hey, I'm going to put it on the market just as it is. That may not be, what you want to do in terms of asking, full boat, full price, way up there, and what you think your house should net. It may not net that, just based on, if the house needs significant repairs or cosmetic work, that sort of thing. So you need to be realistic of that. And, or you need to be cognizant of the fact that, so many times now, I saw on an article on, I believe it was NAR, National Association of Realtors, the buzzword was balanced for the market. Balanced is now the keyword, the hot word, not insane, not crazy like it was a few months ago. It's balanced. So now when you look at that, you have to also say, not necessarily gone are the days, but in fewer instances are the days of, I'm not doing repairs. This is only as is, that sort of thing, especially if you have a house that's not in necessarily tip top condition. So again, you just got to kind of use logic. You got to be a little bit realistic with your expectations, but you can still, as a seller, capitalize on quite a bit of equity in your home. And we want to make sure that you are aware of that. But this percentage here, also noted by Reports on Housing, 40% of available homes in Orange County have reduced the asking price. It does mean also that you as a buyer can potentially take advantage of some pretty great, a pretty great home here that maybe was unattainable in the past couple of months, years, that sort of thing. Keeping on with Reports on Housing and some of their data, we've got some MLS data that we're going to get to as well. But if you see here, this is another infographic here. They like to kind of bullet point some stuff here. Low supply versus low demand. And this is as of August 22nd. So this was, pretty recent here. A showdown between supply and demand. Even with ultra low demand, the Orange County housing market lines up in favor of sellers due to the persistent lack of supply. So, demand is low now. As opposed to being very, very high recently. But there still is a lack of supply. So it's kind of, you see the graphic there of an arm wrestle. That is kind of what's happening there. Reaching a peak, the active listing appears to have reached a peak a couple of weeks ago. And this, I will show you, definitely is true based on some of my market research. About 40, I saw when I did one of these a couple of weeks ago, the active inventory list was at 41 or so hundred. I mean, it shows at 4030. And the week after, from about 4,100 or so, then it went to 3,900. And you'll see another little dip here in terms of inventory as well. So something to think about here as things continue to balance out. In July, there were 19% fewer homes that came on the market compared to the 3-year average prior to COVID, which was 2017 to 19, 721 fewer. Last year, there were 2,528 homes on the market, 1,502 fewer homes, or 37% less. And you see there the 3-year average prior to COVID was 6,723, or 67% more. Demand does rise again. Demand, the number of pending sales over the prior month increased by 37 pending sales, only up 2% though, and now totals 1849. Again, this was as of about a week ago. I've got a week and a half ago. I've got some other updated numbers on this. So it is still the lowest reading for mid-August since 2007. There were 2,694 pending sales, 46% more than today. So that is something to think about there. And then closed sales are down 39% year over year. Again, kind of talking to everything that we're pointing at here. There were 1,959 closed residential resales in July, 39% less than July 2021's 3,205. July marked a 17% decrease compared to June 2022. Sales to list price ratio was 100.7% for all of Orange County, so 0.7% over asking. That number has dropped by a couple of percent since we've been kind of tracking this as of late. Foreclosures accounted for just 0.05% of all closed sales, short sales 0.05%. So barely any have accounted for that. So if a lot of people are telling you foreclosures and short sales are happening now, or many are on the horizon, not necessarily the case here. We'll see what happens in the near future, but right now that doesn't seem to be where the market is. So 99.9, at least not in Orange County, 99.9% of all sales were good old-fashioned sellers with equity. All right, let's get to our homework that we did, the market data report from the MLS. I will pull this up for you all here. Again, this is a glimpse at what's going on in Orange County. We have the purchase market and we have the rental market that we will go over here for another minute. So here it is right here. Coming soon on the purchase side, 109 in Orange County, 88 from September 1st to September 11th. Really over the next week and a half. There you go. Active 3782. We talked about how it was about 4,100, 4,000 over the past month or so. It was 3,900 last week when I did this update. Now we're down to 3782. 409 of those from August 22nd through today, the 31st, active under contract. Those are houses that are under contract but have contingencies in place there. 1,074, 408 of those from August 22nd through August 31st, pending 1,163, meaning those are ones that are getting close to closing there. 206 of those from 8/22 to 8/31, and then closed 126 of them since 8/22. Keeping it rolling on the rental update, only 39 coming soon in Orange County. Hyper competitive rental market. 31 of those from September 1st through September 11th. Active just under 1,800, so far less than what's on the purchase market. 373 of those from August 22nd through August 31st, pending 203 of those. 100 of those from August 22nd through August 31st, closed. 336 of those since August 22nd. Again, you go back to that active number, 1,796. That is about half of the purchase market total that we have there. So again, not a lot of inventory on the rental market side, unfortunately, for folks. Just something to think about as you navigate this market. You need to be aware of all of that, because again, it's about expectations. It's about what you should expect as you navigate this market. Something to think about. So keep that in your back pocket. We did a little homework for you, and we provided some done by the great folks at Reports on Housing as well. So keep all of that in mind as you go on. All right. We've got one little community spotlight that we're going to highlight. We've highlighted this business, so to speak, before, but this is something that, they've got something special going on for Labor Day weekend here, and we want to highlight them. So here you go. The Outlets at San Clemente. Great place to go shopping. Last week they had a charity endeavor, really cool event called Barks and Brew. Everybody brought their dogs out, and they had local breweries and whatnot, live music, all kinds of different things going on around the Outlets. A ton of people were there. It was really, really cool. I actually stopped by for a little bit. Very cool. Everybody brought their dogs, and it was a really fun time, fun atmosphere. And, you can buy little drink tickets and whatnot. And they've got, shelter, OC shelters that were there that were, trying to find homes for animals. And then, of course, other businesses that were pet specific and or charities that were specific to animals, animal rescues, all that kind of stuff. So all of that was there. And they do that annually towards the end of summer there. And then 1 week later, they've got a big Labor Day sidewalk sale. So major retailers, local retailers, national retailers, all kinds of people are putting out a big sidewalk sale here for folks to take advantage of. And you can take advantage of it too. A lot of different things going on, cool stuff here. September 3rd through the 5th, this weekend. You can RSVP for it, or a lot of companies are bringing their stuff out into some of the courtyards, so you can just kind of cruise around and get some good stuff on sale from a lot of great retailers. Yet another cool event done by the Outlets of San Clemente. In October, they've got another big charity endeavor that they're putting forth. And then, of course, they'll have a Halloween themed things with pumpkin patch, bounce houses, all that kind of stuff. And that'll go through the fall. And then, of course, around Christmas time, they've got the giant Christmas tree with the big tree lighting ceremony. They've got, reindeer, Santa, all that stuff will be coming as well towards the end of the year. There's seemingly always something going on at the Outlets of San Clemente. So a really cool spot, great retailers, and a place where you can take advantage of some great deals going on there. So at any rate, thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully you got some valuable information on a lot of different things that we've presented here, whether it's our own homework, reports on housing, that sort of thing. We have tried to get you a lot of different information. And again, we played you a clip from Dave Ramsey. Whatever you think about some opinions he has, again, he is very educated on finances and the economy, the markets, all that kind of stuff. So he provided an interesting perspective for you on the supposed recession. Go check out his channels, his social media as well, to get some great information from him. Thank you, everybody. We will be probably back this week with some more information for you. But at any rate, have a good rest of your week. If we don't see you, have a great holiday, safe holiday with the Labor Day weekend coming up. And again, if you have any questions, any needs, you need an industry referral, anything like that, go to CasabellaRealtyGroup.com or hit us up, CasabellaSocal@gmail.com. We want to be your go-to resource for everything you need in the real estate market. And if you want to be on our emailing list as well, let us know. You can direct message us on Facebook, on Instagram, or of course, hit us up in email, that sort of thing. We want to continue to provide this information to you if you want it. Thanks. Have a great rest of your week and holiday weekend.